All right, guys, I am doing question number 22. And they've given us this equation, and they have constants and they have this term A, and they want us to solve for X in terms of A. So now I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to do it algebraically, but I'm also going to do it the way a lot of you guys should do it. So there's two things. We got an equal sign here, which means we can graph it. And because if you look at the answer choices, you see that they all have the letter A in it. That means we can store a number for A. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to store a number for A. Let me see. I'm gonna let A, let's say A is 4. So A is gonna be 4. And then I'm gonna graph and graph this as a function. All right, so let me do that. So go here. Now the first thing I gotta do is I gotta store a number for A. If I try to go graphing first, I'm gonna get an error message and it's gonna say, hey, do you want to use a slider? And I never want to use a slider. So you gotta store a number first. So I'm gonna store 4. And I'm going to store that into the letter A. Oops, that's not A. That's A. Press enter. Boom. Now I'm going to graph it. Now, and just so that you understand, I'm going to graph it like this. So basically what I've done is I've rewritten this and I replaced the A with X. So here's the equation that I have. So now if you want to solve that algebraically, you can. And whatever you get for X, you're gonna that's gonna be your solution. Then you're gonna plug in the value 4 for A and see which one matches that. But I'm gonna graph it because that's kind of my thing. I like to graph. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do 3x minus 7, the left-hand side of the equation, 3x minus 7, press enter, boom. And then the right-hand side of the equation is AX. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make the error so I can show you how to fix it. Plus 5. All right, press enter. Now I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this slider because it thinks that I'm trying to do a variable called the AX variable. That's not what I want. What I really want is I want to, let's go back here. I want this to have, this is supposed to be A times X, not AX. So now notice when I put the times in there, the A is bold because that means I stored a number, and I did. I stored 4. So when I press enter, this is what I get. Now the intersection is down here, so I'm just going to pull this up until I see it, and then I'm just going to do menu 64. Menu 64. Let me try that again. Menu 64. Start on the left, pull it to the right. So it tells me that the intersection is a negative 12. So that is my answer. Now, when I go back and I start keying in all of these answer choices, I'm going to key in all of these answer choices. I'm looking for the one that gives me a negative 12. That's going to be my answer. So the first one is control divide. It's going to be 12 divided by 3A. So I do 3 over A and I press enter and I get 1. So that's not it. So I'm going to go to the next one. Control divide. This is going to be 12 divided by 3 minus A, and I put A here. And I get a negative 12. That's it. That's my answer. That's what I'm looking for. Now you could keep going and try the other ones, but that's my answer. That was my intersection. So that's it. That's it. Now let me do this algebraically real quick. Let me jump over here. Let me clear all of this stuff out. So let me get all of this out of here. All right, so here's the equation. Basically, we got 3x minus 7 equals ax plus 5. So I'm going to move this ax over by subtracting ax. So this is going to be ax here. And then I'm going to add 7 to both sides to get rid of the minus 7 over here. And then this is going to be 3x minus ax equals 12. And then now I'm going to factor out an x. So this is going to be x times 3 minus a equals 12. And then the last thing I need to do to get x by itself is divide both sides by 3 minus a. And that would be my answer. Now, that's what you do algebraically, but we didn't do that. We just stored a number and then we found the intersection and then we typed in each one until we find the one that matched our intersection. Personally, I would store a number and just graph it and then just find it. But if you feel comfortable doing it algebraically, do it that way. But just check it. Just check that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this.